Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, DC Police Lieutenant Shane Lamond was arrested this morning and charged with crimes related to the Proud Boys. This has been in the works for a while. Lamond was indicted by a grand jury on 1 count of obstruction of justice and 3 counts of making false statements to federal officers. Officer Lamond is someone I've mentioned before. You guys probably remember this name, but he was the supervisor of the intelligence branch of the Metropolitan Police Department's Homeland Security Bureau. And he had an overly friendly relationship with Proud Boys chairman Enrique Tarrio. Lamond claimed that he was just trying to keep them in his sights. He was trying to win Tarrio's trust. But investigators found that between July of 2019 and January of 2021, so about a year and a half, Lamond and Tarrio communicated at least 500 times, and they were communicating through messages or phone calls. But then at some point, they started to communicate on the Telegram app, which is an encrypted messaging app. That is highly suspicious, right? I mean, if this is all on the up and up and you're doing this for your job, why are you trying to keep your messages encrypted and hidden? And the investigators say that just between December 18th of 2020 and June 4th of 2021, the two of them exchanged approximately 145 messages on Telegram, just in like a 3-week period. And they say at least 101 of them were destroyed because on the Telegram app, you have the option for this auto delete function. And so after whatever time you set, like 5 seconds after a message is read, 10 seconds, whatever you choose, that message will be deleted automatically. So the investigators had to piece things together based on the messages that they could find, and then with other people's messages that didn't delete. What they were able to recover was very damning. They found that Lamond was providing confidential information to Tarrio about investigations, and he admitted to being sympathetic to their group. On November 7th of 2020, this is right after the presidential race was called for Joe Biden, Lamond messaged Tarrio and he said, quote, "Hey, brother, sad news today. You planning anything?" So later that same day, Lamond messaged Tarrio again and he warned him, quote, "Need to switch to encrypted. Alerts are being sent out to LE that accounts belonging to your people are talking about mobilizing and taking back the country, getting people spun up, just giving you a heads up." So LE means law enforcement. So he's telling him, my law enforcement buddies are getting worried about your group. You guys need to go underground. You guys need to keep this stuff on the down low and go to encrypted messages. Unfreaking real. He also provided Tarrio with information about an investigation into him, into his burning of a Black Lives Matter banner. So you guys might remember this was in December 12th of 2020. There was a pro-Trump rally in DC. And then following that rally, the Proud Boys went to a Black church and they tore down a BLM banner that they had up on the side of the church and they burned it. So after the police received an anonymous tip that Tarrio was responsible, Lamond sends Tarrio an encrypted message and he said in part, quote, "I will check with our criminal investigation division people if they have you on video." Then he admitted to running interference for Tarrio. He messaged him the following day and he said, quote, "I've been talking to CID about it. They wanted to know what I know about your group and if I think you all are racist. I told them you are made up of a lot of Latinos and Blacks, so not a racist thing. If anything, I said it's political. But then I drew attention to the Trump and American flags that were taken by Antifa and set on fire. I said all those would have to be classified as hate crimes too." Really? Really? How is burning a Trump flag or an American flag, which has been adjudicated, by the way, by the Supreme Court, and it was found to be constitutionally sound, but part of our First Amendment rights, But how is that a hate crime? I mean, unless he's saying orange people are considered to be a protected minority group, yeah, then maybe, right? Then maybe Trump and the Oompa Loompas, I guess. But this guy is dumber than dirt. Seriously, no wonder he's sympathetic to MAGA. So anyway, Tarrio totally proved himself also in all of this to be a complete paper tiger. After Lamond assured him, you're not going to get in trouble for this, the whole banner thing, they have no video of you committing this crime. Tarrio messaged other Proud bigots and he said, quote, I just got word. We're in the clear on the banner. Then he goes on Parler and he spews out all of this tough guy talk about how, oh, I did this because I hate communism and Marxism, as if he knows what those words mean. I would love for him, without looking it up first, to tell me what those words mean. And so, like I said, he's blathering on about how he loves America. And then he said, quote, come get me if you feel like what I did was wrong. We'll let the public decide. So, yeah, he's really tough when he thinks he's in the clear. That changed, though, because on Christmas Day of 2020, Lamond messaged Tarrio and he warned him, quote, CID had me ID you from a photo, so they may be submitting an arrest warrant. So this is, keep in mind, because you're going to need this for later, after Tarrio admitted online that, yes, I did it. This is me. I'm so tough. Come pick me up. Come arrest me. Okay. So then on December 30th, Lamond called Tarrio. They spoke for 14 minutes. And then immediately after that call, Tarrio called for a, quote, emergency voice chat with the leaders of his organization. And then Lamond later communicated with someone in the Capitol Police Department. And he said that he convinced the investigators to reduce the charges against Tarrio. Evidently, they were planning to hit him with a hate crime because it's a BLM flag or BLM banner. Well, Lamond claimed that he talked them into reducing it down to a misdemeanor charge for just destruction of property. And then on January 4th, as Tarrio was traveling to D.C., Lamond messaged him and he gave him advance warning of his arrest warrant. And then to make matters worse, Lamond never told the investigators that Tarrio admitted to him to burning the banner. So this is all before the Capitol attack. All of this took place before. Following the Capitol attack on January 6th, Lamond messaged Tarrio and he said, among other things, quote, I can't say it officially, but personally, I support you all and don't want to see your group's name or reputation dragged through the mud. I mean, we all saw this, right? We've all seen the videos from the BLM protests where they were clearly taking the Proud Bigots' side. Clearly gave them a pass on so much of what they did, their violence, their rhetoric, their hate. It's sick. So then Lamond flat out lied to investigators, because eventually they went and they talked to him when all of this started coming out, and it was revealed that he was communicating with Tarrio. So when he was asked if Tarrio ever tried to, quote, fish for information about what law enforcement was planning, he said no. Lamond said, oh, no, never. I mean, it was always just us having casual conversations really about what they were planning and different rallies, blah, blah, blah. And then he was asked how he communicated with Tarrio, and he just tap danced. He said, quote, either by phone or I'm trying to think, never by email. I can't remember. I think sometimes it was by text too. I don't remember. And then the investigator asked, hey, did you ever communicate via any encrypted messaging apps? And Lamond tried to totally downplay that whole aspect. He said, quote, I think Telegram maybe. So the prosecutor says that Lamond and Tarrio were almost exclusively using Telegram as of November 2020. So after the election, up through the Capitol attack, they almost exclusively communicated on encrypted apps. That's not suspicious at all, is it? And then Lamond lied about the BLM banner issue. He claimed that he was trying to find out if Tarrio was responsible without tipping him off. I mean, Tarrio flat out told him. And then Lamond also falsely claimed that after Tarrio admitted to burning the flag on social media, they didn't have any discussions about it. They didn't talk about it. I told you guys, as I mentioned, he knew that Tarrio was the one who did it. Tarrio told him, yeah, I did it. What do you think is going to happen to me? And, and he's telling him, oh, I'll look into it. I'll see if they have any photos or any video of you. They had numerous conversations about it after Tarrio posted online. And Lamond never reported any of that. Lamond also lied about Tarrio's arrest warrant. Remember, I said he gave him advance warning, but Lamond told the investigators, oh, yeah, I know that Tarrio wasn't supposed to know about this arrest warrant in advance. I know that the authorities didn't want him to know. And then he said to the investigators, I know that I didn't, inform him that he had an arrest warrant. Lamond also failed to share with investigators the fact that Tarrio confirmed that he had at least one associate at the Capitol on January 6th. So Lamond is screwed. So much of this is in writing. I mean, he's just in trouble. He is going to be going before a DC jury also, a DC jury that experienced firsthand all of the violence and the destruction by the Proud Boys. That's if he doesn't take a plea deal. He would be smart to take a plea deal because these charges come with some very steep penalties. So, for instance, the obstruction of justice charge, the one that they're using is not the one that they're using with the January 6th defendants. The one they're using is a DC violation. It's code 22-722. So that comes with a minimum sentence, a floor of 3 years. That's the least that he will do on that crime, up to a maximum of 30 years. And then each of the false statement charges come with a maximum of 5 years. Now, the code states that if the offense involves international or domestic terrorism, it could be up to 8 years for each of those false statements. And considering that the Proud Boys were just convicted of seditious conspiracy, they might be able to make that argument for that enhancement. So we'll see. I will definitely stay on this case, guys. I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can, or become a monthly supporter to help keep the show going. It really helps. So love you guys. Talk with you soon.